Hello everybody, I'm back again with another educational video, and this is going to be a safety video. Now this is going to be really important things for you guys to know. We're going to be talking about what does it really mean when you have a bad trip when you're doing psychedelics. We're going to be talking about managing your crystals. And we're also going to be talking about fear of the unknown. So, what does it really mean when you have a bad trip? In my lifetime, I've had about maybe 3 bad trips on psychedelics. So, the first time I had a bad trip was when I was a teenager, around 14, 15 years old. I was doing mushrooms with my best friend. And her mom came in the room and started yelling at us. But she seemed pretty, fine. She seemed okay, but I got scared and I started crying. And while I was crying, I was thinking about, oh no, I ruined my life. But at this age, I was not doing the practice. Remember, as I have been teaching you how to use energy clearing, meditation, things like that, we didn't know anything about that. Back when I was a teenager, I had no idea, not a clue. So I was thinking I'm ruining my life, or just a lot of guilt and a lot of fear. And I was thinking I'll get nowhere with my life and all these things. That's why I was crying. Another time, I was at a festival, a rather big festival, and I was on LSD. And I think I was 17 at this point. And the stages were so big. The stages were so big, it actually scared me. It was my first time at a huge festival like that, where they had these huge faces on the stages, just huge things, and I got scared because it was so big, and I started crying. It was a little embarrassing, and I didn't want to ruin everybody's time, but I was just in a bad mood the whole festival, and I was tripping. But what did that really mean? Especially when it comes to mushrooms. When you have a bad trip when you're on psychedelics, that means that you are able to see the future. And I always disregarded this. A lot of people may think that this is in your control. How to avoid a bad trip is about your set and setting, right? You need to make yourself comfortable and safe. But sometimes, even if you are comfortable and safe, you will still have a bad trip on psychedelics. And this is because you are seeing how things would be messed up in the future. This is a warning. This is your third eye showing you what is going to happen. If you're crying, it could be a really bad thing. So I always disregarded it as oh, it's a bad trip, it's nothing, you're gonna feel better later, whatever. But without my proper energy working, without using the practice that we learned, those things started to affect me negatively later in my life. So, what this means? This is a warning and should not be disregarded. You should use the energy working, use your meditation, use your energy clearing. And that's the first step to avoid anything bad in your life, because I never did that. This also means that you may be around, you may be living with, or you may be friends with people who cannot be trusted, people who are very dark. And you may not even realize it at the time. To prepare for this, you need to save as much money as you can and become as independent as possible. You need to get these people away from you, or else their bad energy, their negative karma will attach itself to you. It's very important to keep yourself safe from people who are really dark and really satanic. I was under the care of people who were satanic. I was friends with people who were satanic, but I wasn't satanic myself. And so they always treated me like I was the weird one for not being satanic. And they would put a lot of energy onto me, lots of bad energy onto me. So I hope that helped somebody out there. If you find yourself crying while doing psychedelics, you need to prepare for the worst. Onto your crystals. Now, I know we do our full moon energy cleansing, right, to charge your crystals. I used to do it like once every month because I was so busy. I just charged my crystals yesterday, and they were so powerful because they were uncharged. And I just charged them up again. They were so powerful that I had to take a nap. If you do that, I've already mentioned this in a previous video, but if you do that, if you charge your crystals after they were not charged, and you turn them back on, they're going to be so powerful that you're going to have a hard time handling it. You may need like a nap. I just napped with my crystals like close to me. They were pretty powerful. They may make your chakras a bit overactive and it's going to feel pretty weird. So I would say don't go outside. Like, don't drive your car, don't go outside, probably don't talk to anyone until you get adjusted to the new energies of your crystals. Now, to avoid this, I would just charge your crystals weekly. I'm going to charge my crystals weekly now and not on the moon. I feel like that would be better so I don't have to go through this adjustment period, and so we can continue using our crystals all the time. And lastly, what we're going to be talking about: fear of the unknown. So, what's going to happen if you don't know the outcome of a situation regarding either your health, your finances, your love life? Sometimes you may find yourself in a tight situation. So using the practice, if you find yourself in the situation, you need to use the practice. You always need to stay completely consistent. Now, to combat the fear, because when you find yourself in a tight situation, you're really going to have to use your brain power to figure out a solution. You need to keep a clear mind. You need to stay calm. And the best way to do this is to use your copper cup, your copper water. I drink my copper water every day. I have like 1 cup a day and I kind of sip it throughout the day for my body size because I'm a pretty small person. But the copper is going to be the best to help you with any type of fear. Especially you need copper when you are vegan because your body is electrical. Copper in your body will help with your electrical currents for your energy levels. That's why, some people don't succeed with veganism, because they are not using the copper. So the electricity in their body is not being conducted. And that's why I can be energetic. So that copper also combats the feelings of fear. It will help calm you down, calm your mind, so you can think of a proper solution. Now, I also have another book. This is my Archangels book, How to Invoke and Work with Archangels, by Richard Webster. Now, this book is really useful. There is a ritual in there that I use to call upon an angel. There's about 40 angels in there for different areas of life that you can call on and give them offerings. These are not very expensive. It's usually like a flower. You can buy dried flower on the internet, or you can buy flowers at like a hardware store. You use a crystal, and you use colored candles, and you use an incense related to that angel. Then you use like a cup of water or a cup of juice, and you use like unsalted nuts, and those are considered offerings to the angel. You do a whole ritual with them, and then you ask them, you write down what you want them to help you with, and then you do this ritual. So I've been doing this to try to keep everything together so nothing falls apart. And that really helps when I'm in a tight situation and I don't know what's going to happen. Now, usually with the proper practice like we've been doing, consistency is key. If you get afraid, you need to just do more practicing, do more meditation. Tell the universe with your meditation and with your rituals, what do you need help with? You need to be able to trust that the universe will care for you in a positive, honest manner. You have to be honest. You have to be asking for something good, right? It's not like you can't just ask the universe like, oh, hey, can you go kill somebody? They're not going to do that. But if you need to ask the universe like, hey, I need help making more money for this bill, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, they will send you spiritual visions. They will send you visions of like pictures. I get visions of like a lot of like different like objects and places and things, just like without meditation. Sometimes they'll get like a random vision in my head, and they're going to be telling you clues on how to get yourself out of a sticky situation, which I think is really useful. Yeah, they're going to give you like ideas. You're randomly going to like randomly as you're going about your day, they'll randomly tell you like, oh, hey, you should do this. Oh, hey, did you remember this? And you're like, wow, I completely forgot about that. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling me I forgot about that. You can do this, you can do that. So you need to remember the balance between your physical and your spiritual. So, yes, that's where I was messing up a lot before in my life. I was only focused, a lot of people are focused only on the physical aspects of their life. Everything is physical, everything is physical. But if they don't do the spiritual, the psychic work, in order to receive your ideas, receive visions and warnings and ideas, then your physical is going to fall apart. And that's where my life was all messed up. Before we knew any of this. So you need to be able to use both of them. Now be careful. I know the spiritual stuff can be very fun. Oh, look at these pretty rocks and look at these cool plants or whatever, right? But you need to be able to use both of them. You need to use both of them. So regularly do your spiritual and make sure you go outside and do your physical too. You need to be doing your physical. You still need to go to work. You still need to go make your money. You know, you still need to go call people and talk to people and set your appointments and all of those things. All of those things. You have to use both of them in a perfect balance. Now, I hope this helped everybody. I hope this helped you. And I hope you guys stay safe out there. Now remember, not everything is completely safe. Not everything in life is completely safe. You're going to get cuts, you're going to get bruises, you may trip and fall one day. Not everything is completely safe. I'll get headaches, whatever, right? But I hope this helps you improve in some type of way.